Is this the end of the DJI mini-series? In this video, we're reviewing the new DJI Lito 1 and Lito X1. Let's get into it. So the DJI mini drones are perfect, offer fantastic video quality, convenience, ease of use. These are everywhere throughout the world. A lot of people fly these DJI Mini Pro drones. But now DJI have introduced the new Lito series, and in this video I'm going to show you what the Lito series is all about, what's good, what's not great about these drones, and should you consider buying one of these. So the new Lito series is going to replace the DJI Mini 3 and the Mini 4K. This is not going to replace the Pro series drones like the Mini 5 Pro. A lot of people are worried about that, but the new Lito series is going to offer fantastic value for money with both an entry-level drone and more of a premium X1 version. Now, both of these Lito drones come with some of the premium features that we get on the Pro drones. So both of these drones have omnidirectional sensors. So a lot of drone pilots, one of their main worries when first going off flying their drones is, I'm going to crash it straight away. What happens if I crash this on my first flight? It's game over. Which means when you're flying your drone, if it detects an object, it's going to stop or go around it. A fantastic feature that we have on both of these drones. However, the X1 also has a front-facing Lidar. We have this on the Mini 5 Pro, and therefore if you was to fly your drone in low light or nighttime conditions, the sensors really struggle at nighttime to detect objects because of those light conditions. With the front-facing Lidar, this then kicks in and it can detect objects in low light and nighttime flying. Now, if that's something you don't really want to do or can't do, depending on which country you're living in, then the Lito 1 is still going to be great for you because this also has the same sensoring technology as the more premium X1. It just doesn't have a Lidar sensor on the front of it. And both of these drones have one of my favorite features, which is Active Track 360. So you can get the drones to track you. You could be walking, running, you could be cycling, you could be driving a car like this example here. So this is shot on the X1. It automatically identifies this car with this button on the screen. I tap on this and then I have an option then to get the drone to track me anywhere on this 360 degrees clock face. So I can just tap on the right hand side and the drone's going to move automatically to that side and then start tracking that car and film me. And you can get fantastic high quality shots like this. But then I can also move my finger to the other side or behind or in front, and the drone's going to automatically switch to that position. And you also have spotlight mode as well. So this is fantastic, giving you more control. You handle the drone flying on the controller sticks and the drone handles the camera pan for you, which is a great combination. And spotlight mode is one of the best features. So you get the full Active Track 360 on both of these drones. So I'm going to put the Lito 1 to the side for a second and we'll come back to that. I want to focus on the more premium one, which is the X1 version, and talk about the camera. When you get an entry level or beginner focused drone, the camera quality is normally pretty bad. If you've flown a Holystone drone, you probably know what I'm on about. But the X1, this comes with some really good camera features. A 1/1.3 inch sensor, a 48 megapixel resolution, and can shoot to 4K 60 HDR and 4K 100 slow motion. For an entry level drone, that is a really impressive spec. This even has D-Log-M 10-bit video, the same as what you get on the premium Mini 5 Pro. So then you can fly this and get a flat color profile, so then you can then go and color grade it, add your own video LUTs to this, and capture much better quality content than filming in that normal video. Now, all of these shots on the screen are taken on the DJI Lito X1. You can see that video quality looks nice and sharp, lots of detail, good dynamic range, and let's not forget, this is an entry-level budget drone. Now, if you're completely new to drones and the word D-Log-M just is like, what's this guy on about? Then just keep it in the normal color profile. Therefore, everything is going to be done for you. You don't have to do any color grading whatsoever, and it's ready to share. Now, once you've actually practiced and got a lot of experience in flying this drone, then you could switch to D-Log-M and then start understanding about color grading, color correction, using video LUTs to get even better quality. But it's great that DJI have given you that option to be able to film in both normal and the D-Log-M color profile. This also has quick shots and master shots from the premium drones, so you can drag a box around you or your group and the drone will fly back or fly around you. And both of these drones are under 250 grams, meaning that you can just go out and buy this. You normally have to register it or register yourself as a drone pilot, and that is it. You don't have to then go and do any lengthy drone exams because of the weight of this. Now that does depend on which country you're flying in, but majority of countries, having a drone under 250 grams gives you a lot more freedom of where you can fly this. But also, it's just so convenient taking drones like this with you because of the size of them. I'm in a good position where I've got a lot of decent drones that I could fly, but majority of the time, I'm usually picking one of the mini drones because of that convenience factor. And this is also the first DJI drone I've seen with the new UK class marking on the bottom of it. Now, battery life on the X1 is 36 minutes. Generally, when I've been testing this, I've been getting under 30 minutes, about 27, 28 minutes when I timed it. And that is using the 4K 30, 4K 25 FPS mode all the time. I don't shoot in 1080p, and that's in like average wind conditions. But for the battery life on here, that is pretty good, again, for an entry-level drone. Now, it also supports a high-capacity battery that gives you about 50 minutes of flight time. I don't think that's available in the UK or the EU, so I haven't been able to test that out. But also note that if you do use that battery, it will put the drone over 250 grams. But if you do pick up the Fly More combo, you're going to get 2 extra batteries, which is going to be great when you're out filming for the day. And you also get this nice new charging case. And this is probably the best mini one we've actually seen, because on the side of it, you now have this new micro SD card slot for storing your SD cards. But if you take this drone out and you do forget to take your memory card, like I've done several times, it has 42 gigabytes of internal storage. What this also shares from the mini series is that this also has auto on and auto off. So as you unfold these propellers, the drone automatically switches on. This is a new feature we got on the Mavic series and the new Mini 5 Pro. The Air 3S doesn't have this, but you have this on both of these drones. And this is good for just getting that drone in the air a bit quicker. And then once you finish, you just fold these propellers back in and the drone will automatically switch off. So that's a really good feature to have. So I'll put the prices on the screen for the Lito X1 version. So this is going to be the more premium version with a few more features over the Lito 1. Now, I would highly recommend, if you're going to get this, go and get the Fly More combo just for those 2 extra batteries. You're going to get that nice charging case, you get a bag with it, some extra propellers, so you have every accessory that you're going to need to get flying this drone. Now, regards to the Lito 1, this is going to be the more entry-level, cheaper version. This has the omnidirectional sensor in, like I mentioned before, same as the X1, but it doesn't have that front-facing sensor. Now, the camera sensor on the Lito 1 isn't as large as on the X1. This is a 1/2-inch sensor, still 48 megapixel resolution, and can shoot to 4K 60. So for an entry-level drone, that's got to be the best quality that you can get. These shots on the screen are taken on the Lito 1, a budget-friendly entry-level DJI drone, and you can get results like this. This is fantastic, especially for any beginner pilots out there. It still has 36 minutes of battery life, so about 27, 28 minutes of real-world use, 15-kilometer range. Now, you're not going to go that far, but just know that the transmission on all of these drones now is absolutely fantastic. You don't have to worry about this cutting out. And if you have any kind of like signal failure, something goes wrong, all of these drones now have a fantastic return to home feature. So as soon as you set off, you start the drone, it's going to remember where you are. And if the drone was to disconnect, something goes wrong, it's going to automatically fly back to you. You don't have to worry about getting this drone in the air and it's just going to fly off. Those days are gone. All the DJI drones, they hover in place perfectly, and if something goes wrong, come straight back to you. And this drone is also under 250 grams. So on the back of it, we've also got that UK 0 marking on it. What about the price of this then? So I'll put the prices on the screen. So when looking at this, just think about, are the extra features of the X1 more important to you? Is that jump worth it? So the main difference is really, you're going to get a larger and better quality camera with that X1. You also get the D-Log M 10-bit color profile. You get the front-facing Lidar sensor. Those are the main differences between these drones. So therefore, both offer fantastic value. Now, on the front of these drones, they can film, like I mentioned, in 4K up to 60 FPS in horizontal mode, but both of these drones also have a vertical crop. Now, the camera doesn't rotate like it does on the Mini 5 Pro. What this does is actually crops in to 2.7K up to 60 FPS to give you that vertical video. It's actually the same as how it works on the Air 3S, but you don't have a vertical photo mode on either of them. But if you want to use either of these drones for filming some vertical content, you can do that directly in camera up to 2.7K 60 FPS. And you can fly these drones with the DJI N3 and the RC2 controller. The RC2 is fantastic because it's nice and lightweight. It's got a built-in screen, so you don't have to connect your phone like you do on this one. and it's got external antennas. So this controller's been out for quite a few years now, but it still is fantastic. And compared to any competitors out there, this is the best controller for flying your drones that you can get. Unless you want to spend big bucks and get the RC Pro 2, but you can't use that on these drones. Now the Mini 5 Pro is still the king of the mini drones. This offers so many more features than both of these drones, and it also has a much better 1-inch sensor, giving you fantastic photo and video quality. So if you want the best mini drone, the DJI Mini 5 Pro is still the one to get, but on price point it is also significantly more expensive than these two drones. So these two are going to offer you fantastic value for money with both an entry level and a premium version. So just think about, if you've never flown a drone before, you want to get your first mini drone, these are going to be fantastic choices for you. Or you might want to buy it for a family member or for a friend to get them into flying drones. This is going to be a great choice because they're not limited in terms of features, they're not limited in terms of poor quality. You know, these are going to give you the very best I think you can get in an entry-level drone now. So if you want to go and check either of these out, I'm going to link them both at the top of the description. Let me know, what do you think about either of these? Would you go and pick one of these up? Are you thinking about getting into drones yourself? And if you're new to this, I've got a ton of videos on my channel aimed at new beginner pilots, how you can get the most out of your drones, how you can not crash them on your first flight. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can go and check out them videos and you don't miss out on future videos as well. Highly appreciate you watching this. If you enjoyed it, just do me a favor, just hit that like button, completely free and helps me out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. If you want to watch another video, I'll put one up here. See you later.